My goodness, it is such a good feeling when you just produce great work. And I've not seen the true result of this work, but I've just finished filming for the past couple of hours, and it's just so gratifying and satisfying and fulfilling, honestly. And the crazy thing here is that all I've done is filmed probably the first 1 or 2 minutes of my video. And it's already taking me hours and hours, but it's still so gratifying. And I was kind of laughing. I was thinking to myself that it actually used to take me like 2 or so hours to film an entire video max, because I would just be filming, talking head. I would just sit down and film the entire video. Maybe it would take me an hour or two at most. And then now it's taken me 2 hours just now just to film the introduction. And last night, before then, I stayed up until, just last night, I stayed up until like 1 a.m. So I was filming for 3 hours or so to film the first 30 seconds or so. And that was the opening. So I have the opening, and then opening or hook, and then now the introduction. And it's taken me a combined, 5 or so hours just to film the first one or two. It's ridiculous, but honestly, I don't care. I love what I'm doing. This is so fun. It's so exciting. And I know that I'm getting better and better at this work. And that, to me, is all that really matters. Just getting better each day at your craft. It's just an incredible feeling, and nothing can match it. So my advice to you is, I'm not even going to give you advice. I'm just going to tell you from my experience what's worked well for me in my life. And I can tell you that the highest level of happiness is not the kind of happiness we get from pleasure. Rather, Stephen Kotler says there are 3 levels of happiness. The first is the kind that comes from pleasure, and that's kind of like the hedonic approach to happiness. The second is called engagement, he calls it. And it's the happiness that comes from overcoming meaningful challenges to you, and feeling the satisfaction from that. And then the third level is overcoming those obstacles and challenges, but for a higher purpose. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I've just filmed a video, and it was challenging because this is the first time I've filmed these kind of angles and these different kind of shots. And it's been challenging, but I've enjoyed it because, first of all, it aligns with my curiosities. Second of all, it aligns with my passions because I love filming and editing. And third, it aligns with my purpose because I believe it to be my purpose to inspire and guide the way for people to tap their full potential, or to inspire and guide people to their full potential, basically. And so Stephen Kotler calls this the intrinsic stack. And there are another 2 levels, which are autonomy and mastery. Autonomy is just about having the freedom to do this, to do your thing. And then mastery is, just getting better and better at it every day. But the foundation there is curiosity, passion, and purpose. And people think, passion is don't follow your passions. Well, some people on the one side say, give you the advice to follow your passions, and then on the other end of the spectrum, people say just don't follow your passions. And I believe that neither of them are correct. If you're following that's only a passion and nothing else, then no wonder most people give up, because passions often are fleeting. And then for people who say don't follow your passions, well, no wonder those people spend their lives grinding, because they just don't like their work. They hate their work. I believe that the middle point is combining passion with curiosity and purpose, because then you have the foundation of purpose, meaning even if you don't feel like showing up to your work that day and you don't actually like the thing on that given day for some reason, you've still got the foundation of purpose, and you have a strong why behind why you do the work. So then the curiosity is like the spark. The passion is kind of like putting your car in second gear, where curiosity is the first gear, and then purpose is the third, if you will. And so for me, in my case, my curiosities are mainly, they revolve all around human potential. So I'm curious about human biology, human psychology, all these incredible people and how they brought, I pointed to the Mona Lisa as well. But yes, all these incredible people and how they brought out their full potential, whether they brought out their full potential or not, but you know, how they became so incredible, and basically like human drive, all these things. I'm just deeply fascinated in human potential and also in the pursuit of truth. That's another thing. But that's a story for another video or another day. And then my passions revolve around, well, here's an example of what I would be doing if I was only following my passion. So since I was young, since I was little, my biggest passion has always been cars. I've always loved cars ever since I was born for some reason. And if I were following my passions, I would have just, I don't know, gone into car racing or something to do with cars, because that truly is my biggest passion, to be honest. I just love being on a track and driving a car. I just lose, it just feels like I'm alone in the world and I'm in my zone. But that doesn't really align with my curiosities, first of all, and it also doesn't align with my purpose, because sure, there's always a way if you want to find one. I believe that everything is possible, but being pragmatic, it doesn't directly align with my purpose. Whereas this, because another one of my passions is capturing beauty and inspiring people, helping people, and if you will, just filmmaking, inspirational filmmaking, or inspirational and educational cinematic videos. I just love shooting videos or capturing aesthetic photos, and I love editing. I just absolutely love it. So there's my passion, and then once again, my purpose is to inspire and guide people to their full potential. And by doing this, I'm aligning all of them, and that's why I love my work so much. And that's why Steve Jobs, who I actually don't have up here, that's exactly why Steve Jobs said, and I will paraphrase him, that there's no way to do great work unless you love your work. And this is why Aristotle said, and I will try and remember this, I may paraphrase him once again, he said, pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. And obviously nothing is ever perfect. That's the whole point of, the pursuit of mastery. You get better and better, but that's besides the point. You get the point. So basically, ask yourself, in fact, just on a piece of paper, list out your curiosities, then your passions, and then what you think might be your purpose. If you don't know it, if you have no idea, try the Ikigai exercise. Type up on Google, Ikigai. Ikigai. It's a Japanese concept or philosophy for your reason for being. But with that, I wish you all the best. Go out there and do incredible things. And until next time, ciao.